10 to 20 or something like that, right? So less than that. Let's say 15 now. You might want a flat screen. We need to rule, brother. You understand? We need to rule this place. If you ever need motivation, we need to rule this place, brother. You're killing these Palestinians, they're slaves, they're going to work for Christ, and they're going to be happy to work for Christ. Keep playing.
On civilians, unarmed civilians. One, American taxpayers pay for it anyway. And not only do they not have to pay for it, but they own our military-industrial complex and actually make a profit, a big profit, when they do this. Second, weapons testing. They can analyze death and destruction data much better from many different angles when they're doing this to unarmed civilians as compared to if they were doing this in an actual war against another superpower. And this is Netanyahu's evil empire.
They're just doing this, really just the testing shit. It's like you make a new bullet, you go out, you shoot pigs. You ever see them flying in the helicopter shooting pigs? They're not eating them pigs, you know. They'll say it's controlling the population, whatever. That's just for fun. You're just doing it to see how this bullet hits, how this helicopter performs, because they're not fighting back. You get the point? I sent you another one. Whenever you queue it up, let me know. All right. I think Captain Awarium is waiting in the waiting room. All right. Okay. So the brother wanted this one here. Also, give me Phineas. Give me the one with Phineas with the javelin. So let's start Exodus 2 and start at 11. Somebody else read for me, all right?
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren.
Right.
And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day.
So now this first day, Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh. He grew up almost like Pharaoh's son. Pharaoh's daughter had no children. She found Moses, adopted him damn near into the family. Pharaoh grew up damn near like Pharaoh's son. Moses grew up damn near like Pharaoh's son. He grew up so powerful and with the spirit of the Lord, just like how we do in everyday life. We impress the heathens with everything we do. Pharaoh made Moses viceroy. He was like vice president. He was really second in charge in Egypt. One day Moses went to look upon his brothers. So Moses knew he was an Israelite. He knew he was a Hebrew. He did not for once think he was an Egyptian. Message: don't never think you're an American. I don't care how great of an education you had, how much money you made, or what you did in high school or college. You are the sons and daughters of slaves. You are the sons and daughters of the oppressed people. You should never, ever forget it. Ever. Because Moses didn't forget it. All right. So now Moses went out one day and he saw the Egyptians smiting the Hebrew. And Moses was angered because this was unjust. Moses looked left and right. And when he saw there was no witnesses, he slew the Egyptian. Now, should he have done it? Hell no, murder is wrong. But Moses saw what was going on. And of course, his privilege, at this point, he untouchable. He did what he did. And he went back home and is like, man, I can't believe this is how my people living. He went out the next day again. Go ahead.
And he went out the second day. Behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together.
Right. And behold, he saw now he's not seeing the Egyptian smiting the Israelite, but he saw two Israelites fighting each other. Go ahead.
And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
Right. Moses said, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? Meaning, he said, yo, why y'all fighting? Y'all stop. And Moses did not understand oppression. He didn't get it. He didn't fully get it because he didn't live it. You get the point? Even though his life was a form of oppression, but it's something, if you're not seeing it every day, hearing it every day, you're not going to immediately relate. You're going to have to, experience that. These brothers, they was oppressed. They oppressed and they're fighting, because when you under pressure, there's something in you wanting to survive. It's going to fight back. The problem with us being oppressed is we're not allowed to fight. We are not allowed to fight the oppressor, but we're free to fight each other. Our fight cannot go vertical, straight horizontal. We could never fight up, but we could fight across. We could do that shit. You get the point? We could just, whoever is around, we could lash out. And Moses didn't understand that. And these brothers was like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Go ahead.
Like, if I may, that's why I always notice, you ever notice in the comments, especially when we at camp, people always come and they ask us why are we saying this, that, and the third, or why are we wearing, they don't never go into the Jewish man's temple and ask him the same thing at all.
No.
They want to ask us.
It's understood. It's understood with him. Well, once again, it's the oppression, which is why the Israelite School of UPK is so unique in that we fight for our people. We fight the oppressor and the oppression for our people, because it's two different things. The oppressor is a person. That oppression is that system, where his people don't even have to be an oppressor, like, actively doing it, but it still benefit from the system. It's a perfected system at this point. We'll fight the oppressor and the oppression for the oppressed, and we'll also fight the oppressed because we know the oppressed don't understand what's going on. You get the point? It's like saving anybody who ever, brothers and sisters who fortunate enough to know how to swim. They tell you if you're not skilled, don't try to save a drowning person. They tell you that. Why? Because that drowning person is going to fight. Now, you go out there to save the drowning person, you're going to be like, nigga, I'm here to save you. Motherfucker is dying. In his mind, he's dying. He's grasping for air. Drowning is so traumatic, they use it as a torture technique. It's called waterboarding. Like, your body damn near detaches from your brain and goes into a whole panic mode. If you ever drown, some people, ain't fully drowned, but damn near all took in water and panicked. Until this day, they will not go in water. It's so traumatic. You get the point? So now imagine in the spirit, that's what you're doing. Our people are underwater. We just don't know it. We're drowning. I'm trying to pull you out. Nigga, you preaching hate. What's up? Shut your mouth. Some go get a job. That's you out in the water trying to save this person. You're trying to pull them in. You're trying to make it back to shore so you can go back and save more people. And the UPK, we equipped to do it because this oppression is designed to make you hate your own people. It's designed to do that. Hating your own people is damn near, it's a natural result. It's so a natural result. When you come into the truth, you understand it, where being in the UPK, you get to see, you fully understand why that happens. And now you're able to attack that part of your people that needs checking for it. You get the point? Some, Christians and whoever else, you just turn on the people who oppressed. You get the point? It's kind of hard to fully internalize. But this oppression we are in, brother, till this day, America does not hate the Arab like they hate us. Arabs have Detroit. They own Detroit. They, they're in the chicken stops. They got stores. They got, multi-billion-dollar businesses in America. And they bomb towers. I don't care if it was inside job, Jewish man, whatever. There was Arabs on the fucking plane. What are we talking about? But the hatred for us is ridiculous. Even the Arabs hate us. The East Indians hate us. The Chinese hate us. The Africans hate us. The oppression is designed to make you hate Black and Latino people. It's designed for that. It's just part of it. And if you hate Black people being Black yourself, congratulations, you're oppressed. You get the point? So now to answer this Randy's question, why do Black men kill Black men? Oppression. Why did Moses find Israelites fighting with Israelites? Oppression. Why was there police brutality and black on black crime in Egypt? Why was there, the Egyptians smiting the Hebrew and the Hebrew smiting the Hebrew, which is police brutality and black on black crime? They're all symptoms of oppression. And love the white woman. It's not, you might like white women, or you might have know somebody who particularly loves white women, but it's also part of oppression where it's the residue of hating yourself. Hating yourself means when you seek a mate, you seek somebody who's not like you. You seek somebody who's not, so it's not just white women, it's Africans. It's Nolan Wells' mother. What was she? She was some Filipino or some shit. Come on.
Her mother was Filipino and her father was Black.
Oh, her father. Okay, my mistake. Salakia. There's many more. Heinz Ward. His mother, I think, is Korean or some shit like that. Salakia, I could take that. Nolan Wells' mother, right? Her father was Black, but her mother was Filipino. Now, the man who married her, you think he was attracted to the Black side? All right. You get the point? Tiger Woods' father, Black. The mother is whatever that thing is, Blasian. You understand? We seek something that's not us. What's the woman name? Michelle Obama. She grew up in Chicago. You think she could not go marry Jordan? Why did she choose this poor African? He was poor. Some poor African did not have no job. She had to mine him, pay his rent, pay his bills, feed him into the White House. Why? Because he's so well-spoken and he had Kenyan roots in Hawaii, and he ain't some nigga from Southside. You get the point? It's oppression. Oppression will make you hate who you are, hate everything about you, hate how your people dress, how your people talk. That let's not just stop at the white woman. Why do Black people and Latino people hate each other and join religions of the oppressor who oppresses? Why do we become Muslim when the Arabs hate us? Because Assalamu alaikum sounds so good when you oppress them. It's a foreign language. It's exotic. Even down to the cars, brother. You want to drive a foreign nigga? It got 4 wheels and will take you from A to B. What the fuck is the problem? What's the difference? You get the point? It's the oppression will drive you to something that's not you, because without the truth, you'll internalize oppression as it's because I'm Black. Like the fault is race, is who I am. It's me. It's this body, it's these hands, it's this face, it's this lip, it's this nose, it's this eyes. I'm gonna give you a good one. Give me you remember some weeks ago I did a video on a class on the Brazilian brother, the brother from the tribe of Asher who plays in Spain. He plays football in Spain. He was
Shalom.
racially abused. What did he do? Cover his mouth.
Shock my all day long. Salakia. Salakia. Him, Captain Nadazak Shah. I can watch them brothers all day long. Those men I looked up to coming into the school. Go ahead, clap it up. All right, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Baraka Thumb, Salakia, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Allah Thun, Bashim Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. I'm preaching officer of 5,000 Malak. If there's a lag on my camera or my sound, please somebody let me know. Come Gabar, right? As you come in and you hear me speaking or you see my video, let me know if there's a lag, right? I had to go out and come back in. So if there's a lag, I'll try to fix it on my end. But if everyone can see me and hear me just fine, shalom to all the brothers and sisters. Tonight is the Wednesday night law class. I'm here in Kansas City. I have a few things to share with you before I get started, right? First and foremost, the attendance link for brothers and sisters who are young men, young sisters who don't have the Hebrew name, but you want your Hebrew name. You want the benefits. And trust me, in these last days, you absolutely want the benefit of being one of Commanding General Yohana's daughters, one of Commanding General Yohana's soldiers. You want that benefit in these last days. Come into the truth. You're already watching class. If you're watching this class, that means the Most High God wants you in the truth if you're so-called Black, Latino, or Native Indian. So come in here, join. All right. Then I have an announcement to make about the Midwest Fire Weekend, which will start next Thursday night. Actually, next Wednesday night starts the Midwest Fire Weekend. Go ahead and give the Midwest a hand. As you can see the flyer in the back. All right. We got one more week left, and then we'll be in Chicago. I myself will be up there. Lord allow, with some brothers, some hardcore brothers here in Kansas City, as well as sisters. Shalom to the young man, Yeshaya. Shalom to the brothers and sisters that are checking in, that's in class right now. All right. We got the if you go to the comment section, you click on these links, go to these links that are going to help you with navigating the itinerary for the Fire Weekend, the Midwest Fire Weekend. We have these links up. So make sure you're going in there, both on my page and Iowa's page. All right. With that being said, go ahead, clap it up. All right. Those are just a few announcements before class started. I wanted to get in. All right. There's been a lot going on, as you can see from news and social media. You know something I'm starting to find out about our people, not just our people. Something I'm starting to realize in these last days is a lot of people are not watching the news, which is shocking because I grew up in a time when you didn't have the news on the cell phone. News was always on the TV or the newspaper. It was very common, not even a long time ago, just 30 years ago, for somebody to get the newspaper, the Kansas City Star, the Call, the Atlanta Times, New York Times, right? All of these newspapers would disseminate information that would be necessary for the common person to know, the average person to know, right? These days, brother, I'm noticing people, because the news is on the cell phone and people don't know what to believe. Shalom, young man. What's going on, mighty man? How you doing? Right? These days, people are not reading the news. People are not watching the news. People don't listen to the news. And do you want to know why? Because people don't know what to believe. There's so much being put out on social media. There's so many different news personalities these days that you don't know what the hell to believe. In the UPK, we're going to break things down for you flat. We want to make sure you understand the signs of the time. We want to make sure you understand everything that's going on in these last days. Why? Why is this so important to know? It's important to know what's going on in these last days so that your life could be saved, so that you know where you stand when Christ returns, before Christ returns. You understand? Yeah, right. So that way you know what to do. You know where to go. All right. I have an article for you here. It's not even an article. It's a picture that caught my eye earlier. Let me remove this. Okay. Share this screen. This picture was on Facebook. Now, this is a reputable news site. Of course, I've researched it. I looked it up. I'm an avid news watcher. Okay. And this here is called the Wild Berries Distribution Center in Russia. Right? This is the Wild Berries. Disregard my heading, my title on this post. All right. But this here is the wild. This here looks like something out of a movie. Let me see if I can blow it up. Maybe that's a little bit better. Can everybody see that? This here is the Wild Berries Distribution Center in Russia. This was done yesterday, last night, while you were all asleep, by the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians bombed this Wild Berries Distribution Center. Why is this so important? The Bible talks about in these last days how there will be wars, rumors of wars, how nation will rise against nation. Our King Christ spoke about these days. This fight for Ukraine against Ukraine by Russia, by Vladimir Putin, have been going on for 5 years. 5 years. Now, Cucumber surely that Rocky movie with Drago had us all fooled. There's no way that we thought that the Russians, who America was just in a Cold War with 50 years ago, that lasted damn near 60 years, There's no way you could have told us that it would take them 5 years to advance their military from a swath of land the size of Manhattan, New York to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There's no way. 5 years, and now they're getting their ass beat. Do you know I looked up a stat that was insane? It said, give me 1 second, Kakam, I'll bring you on. Hold on. There was a stat I read that said the average Russian soldier lasts 35 minutes on the front line. And I'm not making that up. You can go and research that. All right, Shalom, Mark. What's going on, Kakam? Go ahead, clap it up for the
Hey, Shalom, Shukatah.
How you feel, Lock?
I'm Tawab.
Sorry, Christ. Damn right.
Yeah,
Damn right.
how
Always
about
good to see
yourself?
you, Kakam. I'm Tawab, brother. You know, slaving, making sure this school runs, making sure we building up these zones that Commander Juliana has entrusted us with, doing what we're supposed to do, making sure our people are taken care of, solving your problems, answering your phone calls. We trying to fish, not trying, we're fishing young men, fishing sisters, doing everything we have to do, brother, in these last days. That's what we doing. That's what we up to. All right. We trying to get these things going, brother. So when our King Christ returns, which is going to happen, Lord allow, a ASAP could come. We want to make sure that we are caught working in the field. We're not just a bunch of Christians who are talking but not doing. We want to be doing. We want to be actively doing the work of God. So I'm showing everyone this picture could come. Did you see this? This wild berries plant that was destroyed last night in Russia. Okay, this was done by the Ukrainians. What I was saying before I brought you on, this was so important and so heavy. This plant made about, what was it, $60 billion every month. This is the equivalent to an Amazon here in our country, in America. This is the equivalent. This was Russia's Amazon, and they destroyed it. This was a distribution factory in Russia for supplies, for medical supplies and everything you can get from Amazon. That's what that wild berries factory in Russia, that's what they distributed out. That's what they sold and they gave. Ukraine destroyed that. Why is that important? Because I don't want you to feel sympathy for Russia or Ukraine or Iran or Israel. I'm bringing these stories up about war to get your mind focused on the last days. Tonight's class, I believe, is such a great topic because Blacks and Latinos and North American Indians, we don't really know what our culture is. I was speaking to an Issacharite brother today who kept saying we when he referred to America. He kept saying we. You hear that a lot, Kakam. You out there in the audience, in the comment section, chat. What do they say, chat? Y'all in the chat, tell me, do you believe that you're American, that you're included with America? I'm telling the brother, you ain't a part of this country. This country doesn't want to see your Mexican face here. But it's not his fault. It's the fault of the church, Kakam, because they taught us that we could be integrated into this country, that we could be Americans too. That's what Dr. King told us. That's what Cesar Chavez told us. That's what we were taught. We could be a part of this country. Meanwhile, they're trying to kick out every Mexican they see, that they smell. If you got an accent, they listen to it closely. They're kicking you out the country. Why? Because this place have never loved us. This place is not our rest. Give me that scripture real quick. First and foremost, you want to learn what your culture is. Learn what your culture is not. You are not an American. You are not Mexican. You don't descend from Cortez and the Spaniards that conquered the people, the indigenous people of your forefathers, the Pueblo Indians, the natives down there. You aren't Puerto Rican. You're not a rich port. Learn what you are not before you learn what you are. We are not niggers. We're black for sure. That word describes us, but we ain't no goddamn Negro. We don't descend from a man named Negro. We're not American. We're not South American. We don't descend from Amerigo Vespucci. We're not Jamaican. We're not damn West Indian. That word Indian means savage. The white man went to West India. He conquered the indigenous people there. He called the goddamn he called them West Indians or Western savages. He came to North America and called them North American Indians or North American savages. He went over there to East India, the Indians, Mahatma Gandhi's people, and called them Eastern savages when he's the only savage on the earth. Why? Because you don't know who you are. We don't know who we are. Well, let's first find out, Kakum, who we are not. Let's learn who we are not. Let's learn the homeland that is not our home. Let's learn the land that we live in is not our place of rest. Let's learn where we aren't supposed to be before we learn where we're supposed to be. Read what you got, Kakum Gabar.
Khan, yeah, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah, brother, this is Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. For all the brothers and sisters who are reading along. The Bible says, arise ye, get up. That's what arise means. Arise means to get up, get the hell up. Stop being so sleep. What Jeremiah have been saying lately? Stay woke. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Tabashim Shah. Stay woke. Get the hell up. Arise ye, get up. Keep reading.
Khan, because it is polluted.
No. Arise ye. Start from arise ye, Kakum.
Khan, Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And depart.
And do what?
Depart.
The Bible says, arise ye, get up and depart. Get the hell out of there. In Revelations, it says 18 and 3 and 18 and 6. It says, do what? Come out of her, my people. Separate yourself. Does that mean you go like those idiots in Chicago did in the 70s and literally move out of the country to go to the Middle East, to Israel? No, this is spiritual. This is get your spirit out of America. Get out of the Christmas spirit. Get out of the spirit of democracy. Get out of the spirit of the Constitution. Get out of the spirit of God loves everybody. Get out of that Christian spirit. Get out of that Muslim spirit. Get out of that agree to disagree spirit. Get out of it. Get out of the spirit to love whores. America provides our people with every lust that you want. Get out of that American spirit. Get out of the European way, the Western way that comes from the Greek and the Romans. Get out of it. Keep reading, Kakum. Shalom to the young man finest. Shalom. Yahweh Shema. Go ahead, Kakum.
Khan, for this is not your rest.
This is not your what?
Because it is polluted.
This is not your what?
Your rest.
Brother, the Dr. King had it wrong. The civil rights movement had it wrong. Cesar Chavez had it wrong. You're not supposed to get comfortable here. You are an immigrant here. That 14th Amendment, that they ratified and they made it so that black slaves, the children of slaves, can be Americans. That was so you could work for your oppressor even more. That wasn't to include you in their society. How do I know? Because they don't want you in their society. They murder our children. They go unalive and hunt our sons. They don't defend or protect our people against heathens that America is at war with. Rick Child, who murdered that brother, Carmelo Belton, who murdered Cyrus Carmack Belton in South Carolina just a month ago, he's a Chinese. America is against the Chinese, and the Chinese are against Americans. If the 14th Amendment and the 13th Amendment and the ratified Constitution or the ratified amendments that made the children of Negro slaves in America a part of this country, why didn't the South Carolinians defend that brother Cyrus Carmack Belton against the known enemy of America? Why is it that in the 1990s, when that poor sister was unalived by those Koreans in that store in Los Angeles and Compton, why didn't the good old boys of America defend her? Why didn't they protect her? Why didn't they go to war with the Koreans over an American? If Cyrus Carmack Belton is an American, why is he dead? If Philando Castile is an American, where was his defense? Why is he dead? Why did they abuse his daughter and wife in the backseat of that cop car after they just murdered their father and husband? Why don't we aren't afforded the same privileges as an American as the Chinese or the Arabs if we're so American? Because we are not American. Because this is not our rest. The UK is not our rest. This place is not our home. Get up. Stop being comfortable here. This is spiritual. Why are you celebrating Christmas like an American, Kakam? Why are we Christian like a good old American? Like Adam Smith, like John Jay, like Thomas Jefferson? Why are we Christian? I know why he is. He's American. I know why he believes in the Constitution. He's American. We are not. This is not our home. We're slaves here. That's what we are. We're the children of slaves who are still slaves fighting every day to be free, just like Frederick Douglass, just like Booker T. Washington, just like W.E.B. Du Bois. We're still fighting for what? What are we still fighting for? Somebody finish my statement. What are we fighting for still in 2026? What are we still fighting for? Does anybody know? I'm going to finish it just so I'm going to say it, give you the answer just for time's sake. We're fighting for equality in 2026. I thought our forefathers did that. Didn't grandma do that in the 60s? Didn't my uncles do that in the 70s? What are we doing that for now if we're so American? Because this place is not our home. This isn't our home. Mexican Raza, this is not our home. This is not your home, Catrachos, Chapinos. This isn't your home, Boricuas. This isn't your home. Even to the North American Indian, you descend from some man whose home that is in the Middle East. This isn't your home here. I know you were first here. That's true. But this isn't your home, clearly. If this was your home, you wouldn't be on reservations right now. You wouldn't be on reservations if this was your home. Keep going, Kakam.
Right. Khan. Because it is polluted.
Because it
shall
what?
Destroy you.
It is polluted.
Even because
this place
it
is polluted. It's polluted with what? Pedophiles, sexual deviances, rapists, murderers, liars. The founding fathers of America were pedophiles, just like the current father of America, Donald J. Trump, the president, the king of this place, just like the rulers of this place. Now and then, they were pedophiles and child molesting slave drivers then. They're disgusting pedophile slave drivers now. There is no difference. This place is polluted. There were murderers, just like your president now. They're truth breakers. Every oath they break is polluted with sin, with deviances. Everybody can be whatever they want to be. LGBTQ, a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, but Cyrus Carmack Belton can't flee a store without being murdered. Do you understand, Doc?
Right.
A woman can be a man trapped in a woman's body. A man can be a woman trapped in a man's body. But your black son can't go on a fishing trip and come back home safely like Nolan Wales. He can't hang out with white friends. He can't go be with white people if we're so equal. Why can't your black son go on an all-white fishing trip with his white buddies and come back home safe? Why didn't any other white kids go missing? Why don't any other white kids get murdered by the police? Because this place is full of pollution. It's full of murder. It's full of sin. It's full of dalliances and lasciviousness. That's this place. It's Caligula. It's Rome. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? Sodom and Gomorrah was another place the Lord destroyed because of the land was so polluted. It was polluted with homosexuality. It was polluted with sexual perversions. It was polluted with unkindness. They said Sodom and Gomorrah was a cruel place. They didn't have hospitality. What other country doesn't have hospitality? America. America kicks out its guests. The Mexicans built this place, still maintain it, and do the best job so that your lettuce doesn't have cycloparalysis and you get goddamn explosive diarrhea. They pick all your fruits now so that bananas aren't $10 a pound, so that apples aren't $10 a pound. They wash their hands because they are cleanly people. Cut your yard, build your homes, build your on your construction sites, building your businesses, and you treat them like SHIT. You kick them out the country. You abuse them because this place is polluted with unhospitality. This place is unhospitable to the people who maintain it, to the people who've built it, who've contributed the most. It's polluted. This isn't our home. In our home, the people who are strangers will be able to at least live amongst us without having to fear for their lives. That's in the Bible. The Lord said, be kind to the stranger because you were a stranger in Egypt. That's a part of our laws and our culture to be hospitable. It is not American culture to be hospitable. And even to call it Southern hospitality denotes the Judite slaves that were slaves in the South. That's why the cuisine of the South is what it is. White women can't cook. I hate to break it to you, brothers. I know that broke a lot of hearts. White women can't cook. White people can't cook. That barbecue culture, that Southern hospitality culture, the cowboy culture of America is not Americans. It's not the white man. Right. It's Black and Latinos and Native Indians. This place, we've made it what it is. And they refuse us. They unalive us. They hate us. They despise us. They mistreat us. They envy us. This clearly is not our home. And the Lord is telling us time and time again to arise, ye get up, pay attention. Don't you know the signs of the time? Depart from this place. Get out of this place. Take your spirit out of this place. Now we know what we are not, Kakum. Now we know we aren't Americans. We aren't Mexicans. We aren't Jamaicans. Who are we? That's what we need to find out. Who are we if we're not the Americans? If this place is not our home, if the Lord is telling us, get up from us, arise ye and depart. If he's telling us this place isn't ours, what place is ours? Let's get it. Go to, where do I want to start? Go to Genesis, Kakum. Let's get to Genesis. All right. This is who we are. All right. You can, in fact, you can, for time's sake, you can skip ahead. Go to Genesis, the 49th chapter. There was a man by the name of Israel. Excuse me. We got to set this, we got to set the record straight about who the real Israelites are, Kakum, because people still are having trouble knowing that we are the real Israelites. That should be common knowledge. That should be common knowledge, Kakum. Young man, that should be common knowledge. We should all, the world should know now. I got a video that I wanted to send you out. Right. Bar. Do you know there was a Chinese professor? His name is Professor Zhang, I think it is. He's very popular on social media, right? This cat had a video that I saw 2 nights ago at my slave. I was listening to it, of course. Not actually watching it, but I listened to this video. Excuse me. And this cat here said, he never said the Jews are black, but he broke down our history leaving Israel into Africa, I want to say. Then I stumbled across a great book, right? So you know I have this book here, Kakum, called Albion Seed by David Hackett Fisher. There's a book I'm getting now by him called African Founders. Now, this is all you need to do when it comes to that book, African Founders. Why am I bringing up African Founders? I don't have it right here with me. I don't want to reach down and get it. You know, From Babylon to Timbuktu, one of the many books that are bedrock UPK history books, From Babylon to Timbuktu. In that book, From Babylon to Timbuktu, it talks about, excuse me, what is it called? The Jewish diaspora, which is what that Moabite professor talked about. He called it the Jewish diaspora. What he broke down our history that From Babylon to Timbuktu spoke about. And I said, now remember, this cat is famous and popular throughout the earth. He has millions of followers on YouTube, and that's all he is. That's where he is YouTube. He has like 3 million followers, and a lot of people watch his videos. He's on every news station and news outlet right now. He is very popular. His name is Professor Xiang, Xiang. And this cat was being interviewed by an oppressor, and he's breaking down our history. And then I looked at African founders. And this cat, David Hackett, now remember, this book was written some years ago. African Founders wasn't written now. This cat, David Hackett Fisher, wrote this book about the Black people. Of course, he colloquially calls us Africans, like a lot of people still do in the book. But when he says African, think Israelite. All right? Just remember, I told you that. So if you get the book and you read it, he talks about Africans from the west coast of Africa, which he mentions. He's talking about the Israelites. Brother, do you know in this book, he's proving the point that Rudolph Windsor, oh, you got some technical difficulties, could come? Here, we're gonna let the brother handle his business. That book From Babylon, let me get it for you so you can see it. All right. From Babylon to Timbuktu. I'm gonna show you this book. This is old UPK. Here it is right here. This is old bedrock UPK when I was coming up into the school on the school's history book list. From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. Brother, there's a part in this book, From Babylon to Timbuktu, that talks about the Jewish diaspora. And he is mentioning us. He actually says Black Jews. If you haven't got this book or read it, read this book. All right. This brother is being proven right by David Hackett Fisher in African Founders. He's being proven right because in African Founders, David Hackett Fisher talks about how when we were in Africa, on the west coast of Africa, before we were sold to our oppressors here in the Western countries, in America, in the Salakia, in the Caribbean, right? Before we were sold to Haiti, sold in the Caribbean, sold to the Americas, we had our own civilization inside of Western Africa, inside Angola, inside Nigeria, right? We had our own. Why? Because we are not African. That's the point. We were a people within inside of another people's country. The Africans are the ones who Nigeria belongs to, who Angola belongs to. We were fleeing persecution from the Romans in 70 AD. So we established commonwealths and cities inside of these African countries. You back to come? You back with us? Okay, I can hear you. Too wild.
Yes, like I had to grab my charger.
No, you good, brother. You too wild. No sweat. Brother, this cat David Hackett Fisher talks about that in African Founders. He mentions, and when I get this book, brother, I'm gonna be bringing those things out. He mentions how the metal work that we did superseded. Now remember, this cat David Hackett Fisher is a professor, a well-known and respected historian throughout the world. He's about 90 years old with a bad stutter. This cat he knows what he's talking about. He's been around. And this cat talks about what Rudolph Windsor said in his book, how we had our own civilization inside West Africa before we were sold. And he mentions the things that we brought with us. He mentions the skills and the trades we brought with us, the metalwork. He mentioned that in the book. This is not Rudolph Windsor. This is a white man, David Hackett Fisher. And I said to myself, oh my God. After watching that Chinese Professor Yang, after looking at African Founders, after, of course, reading this all of these years, and the truth could come from Babylon and Timbuktu, I said, this is common knowledge amongst the elite of this place and amongst the educated. This is not common knowledge amongst our people. Our people still believe we're African. We still don't know the knowledge that's common amongst rich white people who go to Yale and who go to Harvard, who study, who are historians. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Let's find out who we are. Why don't we, Kakam? Give me Genesis 49. Let's go there. All right. We're going to teach you the truth about who you are today, whether you want to learn it or not. If you're here, it means you want to learn it. I don't know what you came here thinking you were going to get, but you're getting the truth, because I'm so sick and tired of this not being common knowledge. I always hate the fact, and I know, like General Hyman said, that means that it's a sign that we need to work harder in the school. But I hate listening to family members or friends from the world in my past, and they always have all of these questions about the truth and about our culture and about our history. I always not hate it, but I always get saddened by it, because I always think, man, what would we have been if this was common knowledge amongst our people? If our culture and the history of our culture wasn't stripped away from us, what could we have been, Kakam? What could we have been? Read what you got, Art. Give me, of course, you know what I want. Give me the prophecies about each tribe. This is at the end of David's life.
This is the book of Genesis.
Salakia. At the end, not David, I'm sorry. At the end of Jacob's life, Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. At the end of his life, he had 12 sons. He gave each son a prophecy, about who their countenance, about their spirit, who they are, right? Each son has a way. Why am I using that word way? I'm not using, I know it's some Issacharites listening. I'm not using way, W-E-Y. I'm using way, W-A-Y, meaning this is a folk way. This is a culture of theirs. This is the way they're going to be, a way they're going to behave. This is the way you're going to know who these people are in the last days. I'm using that word way, and I know forgive me, Kakam. I know I still haven't made this video. I'm going to do it ASAP. I'm going to do it as soon as possible. About, in this book, some of the great findings that I read about cultural folk ways. What makes up your culture? What makes up your people's culture, right? I have this board, this whiteboard here, right? I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I listed 5 of them that I'm going to be making videos about throughout the days to come. I got speech ways, family ways, marriage ways, religious ways, and food ways. Those are 5 out of the 21 that Professor Hackett Fisher, that he put in his book to describe the 4 folk ways, British folk ways that came from Great Britain in the 1600s, right? I thought and read that and I said, damn, I looked at these and I was embarrassed, because as an Israelite, before I learned that I was an Israelite under Commanding General Yana, I could not tell you what Black people's folk ways were. If you were to ask me 30 years ago, I ain't that old, could come. If you were to ask me 15 years ago, what are Black people's speech ways? What is our cultural speech way? Your speech way is syntax, is vocabulary. It's the language that your people speak. What language do Black people speak? Anybody want to give me the obvious answer? What language do Black people speak?
Right.
Don't all speak at once. Go ahead, Kakam.
Well, right now we speak English.
No. Don't say right now. Because remember, if you asked me 15 years ago, right now is we've always spoken English, because in the world, we were ignorant to our past.
Right.
The young man, give him a hand, and give Kakam Gabar a hand. We speak our oppressor's language. We speak English. Some of us speak Spanish. Some of us speak French. That's what language the Haitians speak, French. The West Indians and the Negroes speak English. Now, it may be a variation of English because we put our own swing to it. They call it AAVE, but it's English nonetheless. Have we always spoke English? Have we always spoke Spanish? Is English Black language? Or is that another man's language? Is Spanish our language? Spanish is a Latin language. English is a bastardized language. It's a Latin language technically, but it's so many different languages in English. It's German, it's Germanic, it's Latin, right? So we speak Latin languages. We ain't Latin. That derives from the Greeks. We ain't Greek. Never been Greek. And there's no history of us being Greek. So why do we speak Greek languages, Kakam? We ain't the children of Philip of Macedonia II. We aren't the descendants of Alexander. We're not the descendant of Julius Caesar and Aristotle and Plato. Why are we speaking Latin languages? That's not our speech way. I know why white people that come, I know why the four British, I know why Albion seed speaks Latin languages. Albion is the old name for Great Britain because of the Albion mountains there in Europe. It literally means white land. That's what Albion means. It means white land. I know why they speak Latin languages, because they're white. They're descendants of they come out the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. So I know why Russians speak Russian, could come. I know why Ukrainians speak Russian. I know why the French speak French. I know why they speak a Latin language. Why do Black people and Haitians, why do Jamaicans and Trinity Born, why do we speak English? Why do we speak Latin languages? Why does Raza speak Spanish? They're not the descendants of Spaniards. They were there before Spaniards, before Queen Isabella, before Ferdinand and King Philip. Why do they speak Spanish? Does anyone want to know? I mean, does anybody have the answer? This isn't a rhetorical question. Why do we speak the languages we speak? It's not ours. It's not our people's speech way. So why do we speak it? I'm seeing comments in the comments section, but I'm not getting the answers. Okay, to this cat's point, we're the only Americans. If we were here before our oppressor, what language did we speak before our oppressor got here? This is to, who is this? Concerned citizen, right? In the 1800s, Black Americans were Marines, Navy men, especially maritime sailors. You have no clue about American history. I'm asking you a question, concerned citizen. If we were the only Americans, if we were here first, what language, what was our speech way before Queen Isabella, before Ferdinand, before Albion seed came over here, before the Quakers and the planters, before they came over here, before the Puritans came over here? What languages did we speak? Somebody tell me, concerned citizens, since you know so much about American history and so much about Black history, tell me what language we spoke. What language was it? What language did the Mexicans speak before the Spanish conquered them? Does anybody know?
Right.
Do you want to know why you don't know? Because you've been lied to about what your culture was. That's why. You don't know what your speech way was. What was your conventional pattern of writing? What was your syntax? What was your vocabulary? What language did you speak? He keeps naming things that's not answering my question. You claim to know so much about American history. That's what he said could come. He challenged me on it. I'm asking him, what language did Black people speak? That's all.
Right.
Our family way. That was another folk way in this man's book. He still ain't naming the language. I don't think he knows could come. I think it's safe to say that concerned citizen doesn't know the language Blacks, Latinos, and Natives spoke before we were conquered. Before we were conquered. I think I know why he doesn't know. Could come. I think I know why. Young man, finest, young man, Yeshaya, I think I know why he doesn't know. Because neither did we when we were in the world. I didn't know what the hell we spoke before we were conquered by the white man. What in the hell did I care? For all I knew, I was American. I was African. Right. I could tell you the African speech ways. You take me to any place in Africa. Go to Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Niger, Chad, Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Mauritania, Mali, Algeria, Morocco. You go to any country in Africa, I could tell you their speech way. I could tell you their family way. I could tell you their marriage way, their religious way, their food ways. I could tell you all their cultural folk ways that make up their people. I couldn't do the same for us, could come. That's a problem. You see, we don't know who we were before we were captive, before we were slaves. I'm here to teach it to you, brother. I'm here to teach it to you, sister. You know what language you spoke before you were conquered by your oppressor? Hebrew, Ibar, Lashawan Kodash, the holy language. Read what you got, Kakam. This is who you are, brother. This is who Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are. We're the Israelites in the Bible. And everybody knows it if you're educated. You don't know because you don't read and you're not educated and don't go to Harvard. Read what you got, Kakam.
Yeah, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Which is what a prophecy is. He's prophesying over each son, giving them a prophecy about who they are. So we know that this person is this now, that the Judite is this, the Reubenite is this. That's what the Bible just said. Keep reading. Give me one of them. Just give me two. Give me Benjamin. Give me Levi. Give me Judah. Give me Issachar. Give me any one of them. Just give me about 2 or 3 for time's sake. Come. You pick whichever child you want to do. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, and thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies.
You hear that? The Bible says that Judah, that is who thy brother shall praise. Why? Because Jesus Christ, our King, the King of Israel, the King of all kings, is what? A Judite. A Judite. This, remember, is a prophecy. So it hasn't yet happened, but it will happen. You understand? Judites, which is where the term Jew, that catch-on phrase nickname, comes from. It comes from the son, the fourth born son of Israel, Judah. That is who you are, who your brethren shall praise. Why? Because the King of all kings was born from the seed of David. That's why. Judah. Keep going.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Thine hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Because Judites are the so-called Negroes here in America. We are, out of all the Israelites, in the last 200, 300 years of modern history, we, have been in arm's reach of our oppressor. There's not too many other, Elisha, Salaki, Kukumgabar. There's not another tribe out of Israel who could say that. We have been living amongst white people, our enemy, our oppressor, for the last 410 years. I don't know of another tribe that can say that. The tribe of Judah have been, our hands have been in the neck of our enemy. That denotes the proximity we are to white people, to our oppressor. This is speaking about one son. This is a prophecy about one son. Who in all of the world does this apply to? You can't apply this to everybody. This is only applied to one man and his descendants, the tribe of Judah. That's one. We Negroes in America are the Judites in the Bible. That's who we are. I could tell you what the Judite speechway is. And when I say Judite, I'm including all of Israel, meaning Israelites who are so-called Black, Latino, Native Indian. You see, I couldn't tell you what the Mexicans spoke before they were conquered by Cortez, by the Mexicans. I couldn't tell you what the Negroes spoke. I could tell you now that I have the truth, that I've been equipped and armed with the knowledge and the universal practical knowledge of the truth. I know what our speechway was. Do you know what it was? Hebrew. Do you know what our family way was? I know how we would marry our families because I have the Bible. I know exactly what our culture was on marriage. I know what our culture was on marriage. I know what it was on religion. Religious way is a pattern of religious worship, theology, and the church architect. That word church in the Bible means school. Our religious way, which I don't like using that word religion because it's not UPK, but our religious belief is that we were monotheistic. Do you know what that means? We had one God. Shema Yasha Allah, Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one. That's what our folkway was when it came to religious beliefs. We had the God of Israel that we obeyed, worshiped, and we served. We have a priesthood of Levitical priest. See, I could tell you the culture of our people using the Bible, But Gabar, could you tell me the culture of our people without using the Bible? What was our religious way? You see, now Judites, the tribe of Judah, the Negro in America, we're Christian, we're Southern Baptist, we're non-denominational, we're Episcopalian, we're AME. What were we before we were Christian? Before we were forced to be Christian? I can tell you the Mexicans, they're Catholic. What were the Mexicans before the Spanish conquistadors brought Catholicism and forced it down their throats? What was their religious way? What did they believe in? Without using the Bible, you couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me how they would marry off. That's a major folk way of making up a culture, the way they deal with their family and marriage. That's in this cat's book. What is the way we marry, Kakam? I think we just F like bunny rabbits. I don't even think there's a ceremony. There's nothing. You just have sex with a woman. You're together with her for 15 years, and now you're common law marriage. Is that the way we did things before we were conquered by this beast? Before we were oppressed by our oppressor? Before Albion seed conquered us? Is that how we behaved? We didn't just F a girl. I could use the Bible and show you in the Bible how we would marry a woman. I could show you what Jacob did to his wives. He went to their father first, to Laban, courted them for a time, got permission from their father. Do we do that now, Kakam? Do you think these YNs, do you think young brothers or young sisters do that now? No. They whip that penis out and just put it in whatever hole they want. Whether it's white, black, Asian, they don't give a damn. We don't marry anybody in our culture. You can't marry a white woman in our culture. She has to be from bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. She has to be your family if you want to marry her. You see, using the Bible, I could tell you what our folk ways are and what they were. I can't do it if we just are going off of what our oppressor have trained us to be, what our oppressor's culture is, what we were after we were conquered. I couldn't tell you that now. I don't know what our marriage way is. I don't even know if we get married. I think they say black women are the least married in all races of women. How in the hell is that possible? When black and Latino women are the baddest women out of every woman possible. I know why. Because we're slaves, because we don't know our culture. Right. Because we don't know our culture. That's the reason why we don't have a grip on reality when it comes to our speech way, our marriage way, our family way, our food way. What do we eat, Kakam? What is culturally our diet? Is it soul food? Is it chitlins and hog maws? Is it pickled pig's feet? Is it what's chorizo? Is it pork? You see, we have a pork infused diet. Mexicans will put pork in water. Raza will put pork in everything if you let them. Is that what they ate before they were conquered? Is that their culture? Is that their food way culture? You see, using the Bible, I could tell you what Mexicans ate. I can tell you that they didn't eat pork because that was against their cultural law. That was against our culture to eat pork. It was against our culture to eat rats, to eat dogs, to eat anything. We had a cultural diet of goat and lamb.
Frogs.
Right, eating frogs and squirrel. The tribe of Judah down south, brother, old southern Judah, they eat coon. They'll eat raccoons and squirrels and possums. Well, we eating squirrel. That is a slave's diet if I've ever seen one. Raza in Mexico eats rats. They would catch rats in the field and cook them. Put some goddamn tahini on it and eat that sucker. That's not our culture. Damn sure. I know for a fact that ain't our culture. We don't eat. That's Moabite culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture. To eat any fish that comes out of the sea. You see, I could show you the law in the Bible where we don't eat all the food in the earth because the Lord didn't make all the food and animals in the earth clean. This is the ways that we have using the Bible. Now, I challenge anybody could come to show me Black, Latino, and Native Indian culture without the Bible. Because I can show it to you using it. I can't show it to you without it. Does everyone understand?
No.
It's important to know who you are. Who you are says something. Your culture is important. The problem could come is that we have been lied to about what our culture is. That's why what we do in the UPK is so important, because we are empowering God's people to relearn their culture, relearn their language, relearn what they're supposed to eat, how they're supposed to get married. Those things are extremely important. It's what we're supposed to teach our children. Give me that. This will be the last scripture, Kakam. Last scripture. Give me Deuteronomy. Remember the days of old. The Lord commanded, the Lord, the Most High God commanded for us to remember who we are. Remember the days of old. Remember what our culture was or is. The Lord commanded for us to do that. Read that, Baba Kushai in the Bible, and then we're going to get out of here, Kakam.
Wakam. Yeah, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Brother, it's important for us to remember who we are. Remember where we came from. Remember what we had to suffer through out of Egypt, in Assyria, under Babylon, in Greece, in Rome, fleeing Rome into Africa, then having to deal with them stinking Africans in Africa to the point they sold us to America, what we had to endure in America. It's important to know that. We have to remember where we came from. And from the time we came from the west coast of Africa to America, over these years, we began to lose who we were, forget who we were. Why? Because of oppression. It's no fault of ours. We were in slavery, right? In slavery under a beast, right, the white man. So yeah, we lost our culture, but now you have no excuse not to get it back. Now we're going to get our culture back, brother. We're going to get how we spoke the Lashawan Kodash, the Hebrew, back. We're going to get the way we married our women and our sons back. We're going to get the way our food, the food we eat, our belief system, we're going to get it all back. It's here in the UPK. That's what this school is here for, to teach our people our culture, to show us who we were and who we're supposed to be according to the Bible, the laws we're supposed to obey. That is our cultural religious way, the laws of God. So it's important who we are. All right. It's very important who we are. It's important for you to know who you are. And it's important for you to teach your children who we are. That way we don't repeat this vicious cycle of oppression, after slavery, after death, after Rick Child, after Letitia Harlan, after the Confederacy, after KKK, after destruction, after destruction. We don't want to repeat that cycle. We want to be rulers in this planet. We want to rule this place the way God intended for us to. That's our culture. But we will never get it if we don't learn it. All right. Join us next week in Chicago at the Salaki. We got all these links here. All right. Join us in Chicago for the Midwest Fire Weekend. While you're still in class, click on these links, help you navigate through each itemized, everything that's in the itinerary for what we have coming up in Chicago for the Fire Weekend. All right. I'm going to be there. Could come. I know you, Lord Allah, I know you. I'll see you there. Right. We'll be bringing the brothers up from Iowa, Kansas City. It's going to be the Midwest Fire. All the Midwest heavy hitters will be there. From Captain Marquardt, the Midwest Monster Mayhem, all the way down, you understand, to every newly raised captain, Captain Raham, Captain Yardan, Captain Lamont, Captain IG, our Lumgabar, right? Every brother in the Midwest, we're going to be there. Sisters be there, right? Support, right? There's a GoFundMe link on one of these links, all right? Be there. Okay, show up, bring your appetite, bring your family, and let's have a good time, Israel. Let's see your people in their cultural environment. All right, cookouts, gatherings, feasts. That's how we are. That's how we roll. That's how the Lord designed us to be a hospitable people, unlike Donald Trump and his people in America. All right, so let's get it on. It'll be next week. The actual cookout date is August the 2nd, which is the Sunday. So we got 1 week and we'll be there. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see everybody there. Shalom. I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kukum Gabar.
That's right. Yeah, this is the ISUBK security announcements. We're the ISUBK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only, and they are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the brother will arrange it. And after that 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or that sister. And there's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. And after that 6 month period, if the brother and sister want to marry, they got to get permission from the heads to marry. Pay your tithes. That is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 8 through 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. That means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. And that's 10% of every penny or increase that the Most High God gives you. You could give that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. A priest fund, or a free will offering for a priest is not mandatory. It's whatever amount you would like. In the upcoming holy convocations, we got the feast of the memorial blowing of the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? That's going down September 11th, 2026. That will be September 11th, 2026. That's the first day of the 7th month according to the Hebrew calendar. And of course, just like Officer Malak just broke down, we got the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up next weekend. You know, click the links all in the chat so you can get the full itinerary. And just to clarify, you do not have to be in the ISUBK to come to this. We invite all brothers and sisters, as long as you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American.
That's right.
You could come to the cookout. You know what I mean? Don't bring your white girlfriend. Don't bring your African girlfriend. Don't bring your Chinese girlfriend or whatever. They will not get in. Slack it. And if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, war scarf. And with that, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yazmatah, hands down, star means a turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Shemar, Halathon, Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Yazmatah class dismissed.
Shalom, mighty man.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Lord Christ,